becoming the lizard person. That's why they start with the nose. And then what happens from the nose is that's it.
So
and then we start taking over the
from
world.
the nose?
It starts from the nose. Who knew? It starts from the nose.
For
To be a
everything that
lizard
is
person, it starts from the
outside?
nose. From every, yeah, and then inside it just starts turning. So it's one of those things. It's crazy. So
Does it hurt
yes, so
or
I am
something?
becoming. It doesn't hurt. I mean, like, at this point, I mean, like, it's my nose is pretty numb to whatever. So, but yeah, so next week I won't have a bandage on my nose. I'll look like a person again, which will be very exciting for the fans. They won't have to look at my nose. Um, so, and
The
I'm
truth
gonna
is that
I'm gonna
Steven is
assume
starting a modeling career, and they advised
I
him,
am
to
starting.
change his nose.
I am.
So
I'm starting a modeling
next
career.
week,
Yeah.
if you see a very thin, beautiful nose, like from fairy tales, you will
Yeah, yeah.
know.
That is
But
true. That is true.
it's not only modeling; it's also an actor career in the
I'm going to do
adult
both. I
movies.
didn't know that. So, well, I'm going to assume our Vicky in Real Life, a co-host, has slept in this morning because she's a big Korean star. So while
Vicky,
we're Vicky, I don't think she's going to make the show today because she's a big Korean star. We were going to talk about that on the show, but since Vicky, can't make the show because she's too big of a star, we won't be able to talk about that. So we'll have to see. So hopefully she'll make the show. And then we'll go from there. But we're going to start the credits right about now so we can talk about the Pope dying, which you didn't know about apparently. So here we go. Let's start the show.
I knew.
This is 2OF Entertainment.
Miss Vicky is going to join us. She says in 2 minutes. She was, I guess, having phone sex with the president of South Korea or North Korea, one of her lovers. So that's why she couldn't make it. So when Vicky comes, we're going to talk about her becoming she is an influencer now in North Korea or South Korea, one of the Koreas. We're going to talk about Pope Francis.
We're talking about the same Vicky. Always.
Our Vicky, yeah, who knew? She's not even Asian. And then we're going to talk about the death of Pope Francis. Did you know he died?
Yeah, I read it, and
really, congratulations.
What else? We all read it. We didn't know it. But I think that he was a good pope. I think. But the thing is that the church, what? We have no internet again.
We have internet. We're right there. I see you.
You froze for a while.
Well, that's because it's a lizard. That's a lizard people thing. Don't worry about that. You're fine. So.
Anyway, but I think that the Catholic Church does not have any significant influence like it used to have.
No, I agree.
Years ago, of course. So it's more decorative role, I think. It's like spread love and peace around, the word of God.
I give you some love and peace right here. Yeah, but
here's the thing only words,
they only have they have 1. According to Financial Times this morning, they have 1.3 billion Catholics in the world. 1.3 billion Catholics are in the world. Yeah,
that's probably the most populous religion, right?
Yeah. I think so. It's the most fake. So I think if it's the most fake, that's what most people believe, the heresy of it. So.
Why do you think it's the most fake?
Come on, give me a break. They stole the Catholic religion from all the other religions. They made it up.
That's why.
It's not. It's just fake. It's not real. I mean, it's like made up from, if you go back to all these other religions, there's 16 other religions before this one that have the same savior, the same ark, the same everything. So it's kind of hard to go, it's Catholic religion. And they got the guy with the cute hat and funny shoes. In fact, from the Polish Pope, we did work for the Vatican, and somewhere I have a letter from them thanking us for what we did. I used to have it framed, but then, you move, you lose things. So I did get a letter from the guy with the pointy hat and nice shoes. So I was very excited that Pope, the Polish Pope. So, the letter was back. The letter was backwards. Yeah. Pope Paul, he was very nice. So, yeah, I liked his hat and liked his shoes.
He was probably the last one that when Roman Catholic Church had influence.
I think so. Yeah, because this is the German
him,
guy.
I don't think that they. Maybe it's the personality as well. I don't know, because look, they have influence. They are the leaders of the church. That they have influence in a way, but
no big deal.
look, there've been many scandals, around
the
Catholic
Catholic Church. I know you've had homosexuality, go figure, pedophilia.
A lot of cases.
Bankers
in many
getting murdered.
countries,
bankers getting murdered. Let's see. Then we have the wars. Yeah, that's been a great religion, that Christian thing. In fact, until the year 600 CE, the priests were allowed to marry women, and then some guy came in and changed it. And there she is, ladies and gentlemen, Miss America. Vicky was too busy with one of her lovers from the Koreans that she couldn't get here.
The struggle is real today.
The struggle.
Tired.
We're just talking about what you may not know. Pope Francis died.
Oh, really? That's a shame.
Oh, she didn't know. You see?
Yes.
I didn't know. I just woke up.
Yeah.
So did it happen
Congratulations.
overnight?
Well, he didn't.
He didn't wake up. Yeah, he died. He didn't wake up. He died.
I'm not awake enough to have jokes. It's like, what's happening? Why are we?
So first of all, no, he really did. It's been all over the news for the last 6 hours. Pope Francis died.
Ah, okay. 6 hours.
The guy with the pointy shoes and cute hat. Yeah. So the guy with the pointy
he gave
hat
a
and cute
speech
shoes.
yesterday.
Right before he died. He goes, "I'm going to die," and then he died.
He said so.
He didn't look good. I saw that.
Yeah, he didn't look good. Yeah, but then again, how good can you look wearing that dress with the funny hat and shoes? And it's a thing. So now they got to elect a new pope. I think I should be the Jewish pope. They should elect me. That would be good for the Catholic.
They should elect a woman now.
A priest, a woman, a black woman. Oh, that's a lesbian, less.
Yeah,
maybe Harris.
Yeah,
maybe Harris would be good for the role. Harris. They didn't elect her as a president. Maybe we should
make her the pope.
A good pope.
I like that. Yeah. All right.
Can you imagine?
They have a
no.
If that they light the smoke and you tell you have to tell what color the smoke is.
Yeah, I remember the first
white dagger.
Yeah, the white smoke means they got a pope, and what smoke means the pope died. I forget.
Yeah,
something like that.
Weird.
No big deal. All right, let's go into something better than the pope dying. All right, we gave him a proper. We gave him 7 minutes.
I mean, he did some really nice things.
More.
I didn't mind him as pope. I liked him.
He was a good pope. He was very much.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
as far as popes go, he was decent. Yes.
Yeah, he was decent. And now you got the pope that's still alive, that's living there for free, doing nothing. Benedict, the Nazi. So he's just hanging out. Now, according
you see the difference?
Good Nazis never die.
Well, that's true. But now here's the funny thing. According to Nostradamus and all these other prophets, after this Pope Francis dies, it's the end of the world. So there's been all this stuff because there's so many frames on the wall, and Nostradamus, and then all these people have always said that after this Pope, and they didn't know his name at the time, that it's the end of time,
Stephen,
the end of the world.
I will have to disappoint you here.
What?
We are living in capitalism, and announcing that the end of the world coming is much more profitable than the end of the world itself.
I know. I'm the Lizard People Illuminati Club. I'm aware of how this works.
It's all part of the plan.
Yeah, but from time to time you just hear the end of the world because Pope
you
died.
Can't tell Adam the plan.
It's like telling the Secretary of Defense in America, the military plane, will put it out on signal. So, but yes, we're very sorry.
Illuminati
I don't know who do you send your condolences to when the Pope dies? Does he have a family?
To God himself. Oh, well, he lost a representative.
I'm sitting right here. Anyway, so to whoever the Pope's family is, all kidding aside,
how you're going to talk to us now? Look,
how am I going to talk
now
to you?
God does not have a way to talk to us.
Why? You don't need a Pope to talk to God. You talk to God.
Oh, yes, you do.
Oh, really?
No.
Are you questioning the
Catholic Church? Yeah, every day. I'm Jewish, baby. Let me tell you how it works.
The role.
We have a direct line. And you just pick up the phone here. You can talk to God.
But to be honest, the question is why we need all this stuff. I mean, do we need all this stuff? I mean, God has spoken. It's clear what he has spoken. Do we need
Depends
any interpretation? What's the role actually in
Listen,
general?
God spoke only in the Old Testament. In the New Testament, apparently, God goes mute. So, because in the Old Testament, God was active, saying stuff, giving commandments, doing things, turning
You're
you into
biased.
salt.
You're not allowed to talk about.
I can talk about whatever you
You're
want, but I'm just
biased to
saying the New
other
Testament.
religions. You want to tear
I
down
love.
our religion down.
Okay, I'm good with that. Anyway, but in the Old Testament, God was there. He was present. He was like a father. And then apparently the kid turned 12 or 13 in the New Testament, and he disappeared. Yeah, and there you go. So God's a deadbeat dad. I don't know what to
He's
tell you.
everywhere. What
He
are
didn't
you
answer
talking
his
about?
children. What, Vicky?
God is everywhere.
I said he didn't pay any child support
He
or
didn't pay
take
any
any
child
visitation
support.
rights.
That's
He just
right. It's
left as
terrible.
usual with
Yeah.
mom.
I will tell you the link we put last week, or the short we put out about did Jesus live and die in India? Like everybody was like loving that, which is I can't find the book, but I will find the book so people can read it. But everyone liked that. So there you go. So religion is still fascinating with everybody. I don't know why.
Of course it is.
I don't know either.
It's okay.
Of course it is, because look, in the mind of the people,
And the model,
whatever the science is telling and all the stories, which are useful
Right.
stories, of course, because they work, etc., etc. There's never a mention about science will never give a proof or something about God. It's just can happen.
oh,
So
it
they
could,
will always
but-
have the mystery inside them, and it's
Right.
good because look,
But,
it's a mystery. If you open your eyes suddenly and you see, look, I'm just sitting and taking for granted that I'm in a room, talking in a camera with guys I don't know on the other side of the earth, and
Yeah.
which for them it's morning, for me it's afternoon, and
Right.
like this. Those are crazy stuff, actually. It's
Oh.
like a miracle.
Oh my God, it's a miracle.
It is a miracle. It is a miracle.
No, let me
Yeah,
tell you what a
we
miracle. A
take it for
miracle is if
granted because
the miracle is if the New York Knicks win the NBA championship or the Mets win the World Series. That's a miracle. Then there's a God.
Yes,
Until that happens,
spoken as a Cubs fan, I could tell
yeah,
you this.
there you go. Only took him
Miracle
86
you have
years.
your miracles wrong, I think.
Yeah, right. Ours are all sports
Your
miracles.
priorities in miracles
we
are
can't-
in a not right position.
We can't ask the Pope because there's no one to ask.
Yeah, the Pope can't ask the Pope. He's dead. And who knows what the new Pope's going to be like.
Doesn't know much. It's not that you can just name yourself the right hand of God or something like that. You have to have it inside, and it needs a lot of work. And I think you have to be the chosen one also. That's why it was always chosen, even in Matrix. You remember in Matrix,
Neo.
the film?
Yeah, Neo was the chosen one, and at the end they put him on a cross. The very last Matrix. Yeah, I remember that.
Neo, and you can play with the letters. Also, it was the one, because it was an analogy of Jesus and stuff. There was the Trinity.
I know, yeah.
There were many analogies in Matrix from
once again, Jewish.
Christian
We don't
tradition.
we don't get that. It's very nice. You have a guy with a beard. Yeah, we have Melvin. Melvin's just as good.
Look, for me, religions are international now. I mean, we can learn. All the religions are international now, right, in the way that
they always have.
I was reading an article that actually Christianism is taking up Asia more now. And it's normal for me because Asia, we talk about Asia in general, the next point in the economical growth and everything, which we see it actually. But actually, they're taking up the Western way of living. They have taken, they have adopted many Western. If you think about it, because we're talking about total different philosophy.
Have they done slavery yet? Because if not, then they haven't taken up anything.
Okay, well, they jumped those shit that we did it before, but but now they have adopted quite a Western way of living.
Well, wait, if we're going to talk about Asia,
luxurious, capitalism in general.
Sure. Well, they've had that.
No matter what.
Listen, if we're talking about Asia, we have the #1 South Korean or North Korean Asian influencer right here, Vicky IRL. Got some little thing that we posted, and that as a short did really well, which shocked all of us, because apparently her fans are like thrilled that she is now a South Korean / North Korean lover of the president's, as well as an influencer.
Then you just say Korean. She's the unification of Korea. She's a symbol.
Yeah, they got rid of that. But
she
gonna
has
give
her own
birth any
flag.
day.
You know.
Yeah. Wow.
Symbol.
All right. So Vicky, tell us, because you are what are you influencing? Who are you influencing in our video?
I am officially in the K Influencer Academy, which is sponsored by the Korea government Board of Tourism. So I will, yeah. So I have orientation next week, so I don't know exactly what I'm doing yet, but I'm assuming I'll be putting out content like once a week.
Nice.
Depending on what the
will
assignment
we be
is.
getting that? Will we be getting that on our channel as well as you, on your
This is
YouTube?
for real now. It's
this is for real.
Yes.
Ah, congratulations. That's very nice.
Thank you.
She got this apparently because of Vicky in Real Life. When she films in Korea, they saw this and they went, "There's an American chick sleeping with our president."
They didn't see it. Like I had to send them links of my stuff and like talk about.
So we have more reports
that the
about
president
Korea
was your
now.
boyfriend. Yeah. So and she said her boyfriend was the president of Korea, and they were like, "Done."
Yeah, I said, "You want me in this because I have an inside track on the
there you
going
go.
on."
That's very nice. Well, congratulations on that. Yeah. So we're very proud. One of our own is now.
Yeah. So once a week, go back. Like I know that everyone's probably forgotten that because I kind of dropped the channel because life happened. Not channel. What's channel?
It's a show podcast. The podcast, not the podcast.
No, it's a vlog. It's a vlog.
Vlog. Yeah. But anyway,
it will be back
we put stuff up there this week already. That you were. We've already put stuff up for you.
Yeah. So once a week.
Yeah. So once a week, Vicky's going to post stuff on the Koreans and her lovers. So if you want to know more about the South and North Korea, now when Kim Jong-Yu dies, will you and the sister then become lovers? How's that going to work? That's really what the fans.
That'd be the final. First of all, it'd be the end of the world. But second,
that would probably be the end of the world.
After the end of the world, there'll be the big clash between the two women. We will watch it on TV live. Everybody will be watching.
We're going to charge. We're going to do pay-per-view. Are you kidding?
And it's not going to be one fight. There'll be many fights because.
Of course it will. That's 3 out of 5.
Weekly fight.
Exactly.
Well, now there's the daughter. Now his daughter is being groomed. So
Kim Jong-un? I haven't seen his daughter or read anything on her. I've seen the sister. Like I said, the sister. She looks scary.
His daughter is now accompanying him on all these official visits and stuff, and her little.
Oh, is she the little
matching
Korean
coat
that
and hat.
You see?
Yeah, she's probably. I don't know how old she is actually. She looks around 11, 12, but
she could be 40 in Korean because you never.
Yeah. They do have a rather unique way of calculating age, and I don't. Yeah, I don't understand the formula, but I just know that I'm older there, which is sad.
But they like older American women. Look at all the lovers you have when you go to Korea.
I know. Knocking down the door.
I know. So there you go. Well, Vicky one day is going to go to Korea and not come back. She's just going to say, "I'm getting married and I'm going to live here forever."
That's the dream, especially now with what's going on here. Like I just.
We could talk about
here. You mean USA?
She means the USA. Oh, look what's going on in Poland. I was reading this morning about your presidential election and
what's going on in Poland. I don't know. I'm going. Next week. I'm gonna be there.
I wouldn't go. The invasion's coming. Well, the invasion's coming. I wouldn't go. But listen,
look, I had an issue, but you'll see how Greece works.
Okay.
I suddenly realized because I'm going to this competition. I got an invitation for the event.
Right.
And it's a big event, and I want to go, but it's in UK and I don't have a passport. And so I go, okay, I look at the dates. It's enough days to make it in Greece. So I go to Greece, but I need to make first the new ID. I go to make the first ID, the new ID, and the policeman says, "Oh, problem." I say, "What problem?" In the system, it doesn't say your name of the city you were born in Poland. I say, but in the old ID, it's right. It's written here. Yeah, but in the system, it's not. Okay, so what do we do? I think you need to go to where is your where do I vote?
Embassy.
Like, I think I vote in Athens because I never moved the papers. Also, you need to go to Athens. I say, shit, I don't have days to go to Athens. So I dropped. I forgot the Greek, passport. So I'm going to Poland to make a temporary there. We'll see if it happens.
What passport are you going to travel with, Greek or
Wait,
Polish?
wait. If you leave Greece without a passport and you can't get one in Poland, what if you can't get back in?
No. We in the EU generally we have the Schengen that we can travel with ID only.
Okay.
So I travel actually because I have the old Greek, which is written with hands very old, 25 years old, which I cannot easily travel, so I don't use. I use the Polish one, the new one that I have. So I use this one, but I don't have the passports because I usually don't travel outside the Schengen area. It's a big area. It's more. For example, you can go to Switzerland also, or Norway.
Yes, 26 countries.
UK left the Union, and they imposed again. They even want a visa. So what the fuck? They're becoming like USA too for us.
They want a visa from us
They
now.
just want money to bring for the.
I was traveling back and forth to the UK, like Dubai and the rest of these places, and no one ever. You just showed your passport. They go, "Hey, good to see you. Get going." And now, because of the Orange Man, I got to pay $20, fill out a form, and every time, even if you're just going through, you pay.
Yeah, but this is between the European Union and UK. It has nothing to do with the US.
The European Union's a joke. It was started by a Nazi in 1956. Everybody knows it. It's just a way to take over the world, dominant communist bastard. So,
I don't know, but I know that Poland, for example, or Greece, they have benefited from European Union because there were a lot of money coming, and we have better roads. Poland has. I mean, Poland entered European Union in 2004, and Greece was already from 1982, I think. Yes, or one.
Let me ask you this: when the Russians come rolling through, will those roads help them get quicker to where they're trying to go? I'm just curious.
They're not coming to Poland.
Yeah, they got to go through the Ukraine, which apparently
Poland is still NATO. NATO is still a thing. If they come, we're talking about third world.
Third World War, yeah. Well,
third world war.
So it's the end of the world. We know it's the end of the world.
Yeah,
it's been predicted.
There is no such a thing as end of the world. What does it mean when we say end of the humans, end of the civilization? Yes, okay.
End of mankind as we know it. And then the new
do you know the new theory? I'm not saying.
What's the new hypothesis?
It is about Mars. Scientists is saying that probably Mars, because they have some evidence that Mars used to have water and rivers and stuff because from the erosions of the. But they are talking about like 1 billion years ago and stuff. They say that there might have been civilization there, and they might have died from nuclear war. So that's the hypothesis, that there might be a civilization that maybe some escaped and came here. Who knows?
I love this. We jump from there's water to they died from nuclear war. There's a little bit of a
there's
curve in there.
There's a book that was written about Mars about 10 or 15 years ago that this guy who's like an astrophysicist wrote all this. And he said, from what it looks like, blah, 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 blah. And then where the book took a turn was he went back to Atlantis. And he talks about some of the ancient writings talked about big lights. So he said there was a nuclear war back then. So I think what ends up happening is mankind destroys itself and then new mankind comes. I think it sounds like, it's like just history repeating itself. I don't know. What do I know? I'm just saying, but yeah, nuclear war on Mars. Sure. Why not? That's why Elon wants to go. I mean, and now they're all talking. Can we talk about the
whole Atlantis?
They are also saying about Venus that it used to have like conditions like because Venus is quite a twin planet of Earth because it's almost the same size. And they have also found the other news. They have found a planet somewhere. I don't know, 120. And I make.
I saw that.
I make fun.
Years away. Yeah,
124 billion light years ago.
Yeah.
That means.
Yeah, is that the one by the twin dwarf stars or twin brown stars or something?
The one that's supposed to be the Earth to go. There's life on that.
But it's 6 times bigger. That means that gravity is 6 times bigger for us there.
That means the guys are going to be 6 times bigger, Vicky. Lucky you.
Oh, that's not.
Everybody's very fat there. It doesn't matter if you're 300 or 800 anymore.
It's all the same. Hey, talking about space, I thought it was very nice of Jeff Bezos to send his wife and 5 of her girlfriends into fake orbit, apparently, and bring them back for
Is
130
Bezos
million.
a Muslim?
He's the guy who started Amazon.
Yeah, I know, but is he Muslim?
Is he Muslim?
Muslim.
I don't think he can spell the word. I think he's the capitalist little bald
Yeah,
white guy, as far as I
neither
know.
I can. But is he? Because those
No, he's not
guys
Muslim.
can have so many
Yeah.
wives, and unless
No,
as
he
far as
only
you can
has one
support them.
wife. No, he
But
has
he
one
can
wife.
support them.
He can support her because he's worth $30 billion
Or-
or $100 billion, and he sent her 5 girlfriends in his rocket ship to space for. They said it was like $120
And then
million.
you know what he said the first? They came from heaven.
Yeah. Okay. I got
And
you
he
had an
opens
idea,
it,
pal.
and only women. How many women there was there?
5 or 6. That's just too many.
Hey, you see,
One's too many.
5 or 6 women coming for you from heaven. You say, "Oh, it's gift from heaven. It's manna." And now you're asking, is there a God? Look, for Jeff Bezos, there is. He's super rich. He just waits on Earth, and women come from him from heavens, on spaceship. Maybe alien women, right? We don't know.
I was hoping they would invite Vicky, since she's an influencer. They should have invited Vicky.
They should have.
Would you have gone? Would you have gone,
part
Vicky?
of
If
the
they said to you, Vicky, come into the blue, whatever it's called, the blue Viagra,
Nope.
that looks like a
Sky.
penis. You wouldn't have gone. You wouldn't have gone in that. You wouldn't have gone up there. Why?
Nope.
No.
You're
I think
afraid?
it's a ridiculous waste of money.
Well, if you didn't have to pay,
Ridiculous waste of money.
Jeff calls you and go, Vicky, I want you to come and be part of it.
I don't care. I wouldn't want to be a part of something that, at least his ex-wife is giving all her money away, which I love. But like his current wife is spending on her plastic surgeon, and then apparently, having a wine limo tour of space or whatever she's doing with her girlfriends on the weekend because Napa was busy or whatever. I don't know. Yeah. But it's just like you could help so many people. You could help your own workers by paying them a decent wage and all this kind of shit. But no, you're going to take all that money that you make off us during the pandemic and send these bitches up into space. I would not go. You couldn't pay me to go on that. Yeah, no, it was and Gayle King, I used to respect, and I have zero respect. Like it was going down, but now it's really in the toilet. Like she is the only one of that group that I had any respect for, and like it's gone after going on that. Katy Perry.
I didn't know
which one. Katy Perry?
No. Gayle King was, I think, Oprah Winfrey's.
I don't know who was that anyway.
Some black lady that became famous because she knew Oprah Winfrey. That's basically it. Hey, so here's my thing though about this whole thing. First of all I know is that he sent 5 women up, and my joke was when I heard it, I said, "Oh, the wife and 4 girlfriends got to go to space because Daddy has $100 million he doesn't know what to do with." But it's sort of like. Then I saw someone sent me the video of them opening the door, and it was sort of like they opened it and they go, no, we're not ready. And then they had to go back and redo it. It's sort of like and then somebody says,
Jeff could be a man and open the door for them because they're too dumb or whatever to figure out how to open it from the inside.
It was just sort of like, this is wrong on so many levels. It's like, this was a publicity stunt. It went wrong. It went wrong just from the beginning. Yeah. If you were to send 5 people. Yeah, if you're going to send 5 people,
guys, it's everything wrong
I know, right?
all over the world.
Just let me tell you, here at the Lizard People Illuminati Society, keep it up,
it went
Jeff.
Well.
And it went well. But my point is, if I have $120 million, I don't know what to do with it. I would call like Make-A-Wish, and I'd be like, listen, what are the wishes from like pretty much all your kids? Let's give it to them. And if 10 kids want to go to space, great. Let me put the 10 kids in space, because at least, if lack of a better term, publicity, I could care about my blue Viagra racket, but at least the Make-A-Wish gets publicity. Or I could take them all to Disney, like buy the park for a day or a month. But let me do something that's worthwhile. Not that my wife and her 4 little friends need to go up there and go, oh, I want the big friggin' deal. And it's just wrong on many levels. This is what I'm saying. People with too much money that didn't, I mean, I know he worked for it, but he's still nouveau riche. He doesn't really know how to spend it. And until you learn how to spend it, people look at this as like, you're an idiot. That's why the old money is laughing at all these guys. What do I know? It's just a thought. So, but Vicky wouldn't go. I like that.
No,
Adam, would you go?
I agree.
Would you go on the blue Viagra?
Well, I'm not gonna be a slave of Jeff Bezos, so I'm not going.
Well, he's not going to have sex with you. It's not like what Vicky has to do with the president of South Korea. I'm just saying, we
I
just
know.
want to go on
It's
a
a tough
rocket ship
job,
and
but
ride. I know.
someone
No
has
one's
to
got
You
to
know
do
something?
it.
Because I sometimes comment on stuff like this new about the planet that they found 124
Right.
light
I'll
years,
see if I
which
can
is,
find the article. Keep going.
it's next door actually,
Yeah.
from the frame of how big the universe is. Really next door.
Right.
Because just to visualize how big the universe is, I'll tell you this, because I asked ChatGPT the other day. I like those analogies. Like if the sun is grain of sand, right? It's so small, grain of sand. You know, we are like 10 centimeters, the Earth, like 10 centimeters, even smaller grain of sand, like
Right.
you know, dust. 10 centimeters. The next star, the closest star from us, you know how far away it is? Just to visualize it. It's 28 kilometers. That's the fucking distances we're living. This is the next star. And this star is a very small star. We know that probably there's no life there and everything. That's just the closest. 28 kilometers. And we're saying the star is... And we have sent the probe to the star now, the fastest one. So they're talking about, and sometimes I write, like, guys, why is it so important for us, the life somewhere there? Or even if we find it, it's unreachable, guys. It's unreachable. We don't have the means. Even if we use like the fastest technology we have now, the Parker, that it's on the sun, those probe.
Right.
This one is traveling like 600,000 kilometers per hour, something like that. It needs, with this speed, it needs to the other star, the just closest star, right? The closest star, 28 kilometers. It needs 192,000 years. Can you imagine like people living 100, generations of generations living and dead in the space? That means that they're not human anymore. You understand the logic? It's not going to happen.
Well, they need to use the spaceful technology.
And the people come there, and then you know what they are saying to me? That they are saying, "Oh, you're a dull person because you're thinking this way." No, I'm pragmatistic. Look, guys, you just don't realize how big the space is. You don't realize it, and you don't realize that in a space. We look at the science fiction movies and we think that it's real. This is the fact. We haven't sent anyone beyond our moon.
We don't know that. They keep saying the moon is landing is fake, so we're not sure yet.
Right.
They can't find,
no, we know that. Let's say that we know that. Let's say that we know that.
Clearly.
This is the only way we send somebody to a different celestial object, the moon. We send it, and we're talking about and trying to find out life somewhere.
Do you want to bring a scientist in that knows about this? Do you want me to bring a physicist in right now to talk about the moon and space?
No, because it's going to be Reza, I'm sure.
That's our physicist. He's our resident physicist.
Yeah, okay, but my question is not scientifical. Actually, my question is rather philosophical. Why do we need the search? I mean, okay, I understand the whole search of science, but we've got a lot of things to search with science now. Every search needs money, right? It's not that. But why we are so much? I mean, you see in the news. Oh, there might be 124 light years. We don't realize how far the fucking is.
But let me ask you this: just say we really do have alien technology and they can bend space and time because they claim we do. Then theoretically, you could get 124 light years.
Those are fantasies. Like
they're not fantasies. We have.
No. Those are fantasies.
Possible.
Fantasies, Stephen. Those are fantasies. There's no evidence of such things. If you bring a real scientist, he'll tell you that those things don't exist, or theoretical entities. Theoretically,
Bob Lazar is a real scientist, and he's the one who exposed it all back in the 80s. He's telling you that there is. There's some government people that are telling you it's out there.
Nothing has been exposed.
Yes, there's a guy in the park the other day. But I'm just saying on the technology, they've exposed all the technology.
When I used to watch Star Trek back in the day, and they had touch pads when they would fly the thing, they were basically using an iPad to fly the Enterprise. I thought that was the coolest thing. They're touching the screen and it's doing stuff. Like, it's mind blowing. And
now you're living inside.
We have that shit now. Exactly. Like, it was in my lifetime. We got it to. Oh God.
But my
this is
point
amazing.
is, if you have the
true.
technology that's from advanced civilizations that are billions and billions of years older, and they're telling you, and government people are telling you, and people that have investigated are telling you, they have technology where you literally can bend space and time and travel a billion miles in a second. Then we have
Stephen, bending space and time, this is totally theoretical. Totally, even if it can happen, it needs so much energy that you cannot find. I mean, you
That's
cannot
not
find.
true. Well, the government has it apparently. So there you go. So
Sorry, I was trying to join the chat to give
It's
a hard
just
time,
not.
but
I mean,
can't log
there
in.
are some. You talk sometimes with people who are very much into science fiction movies and stuff. By the way, I don't know if you watch the Black Mirror series. There've been a
no,
new.
because I only
No, but I've
watch
heard it's
things
really
that are.
good.
I watch real things like the Mets. So, go ahead.
You don't like the Black Mirror series, because we are talking about technology, and
no. I've
this
seen
series are
a couple of
always
them about technology.
social technology thing.
Yeah.
It's like social horror,
Yeah.
futuristic horror.
I've
Sometimes,
seen it.
but
Yeah,
I've
I live in a
episodes are very good.
a horror
I've
show
seen
right
some of
now. I
them.
don't need
They're
to watch
okay.
that shit. I'm living
Yeah.
it.
I get a kick out of the show Black Mirror. I haven't seen the new one that's come out. No, is it good?
Some episodes are quite good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But some others, I don't agree philosophically to it, because they're too materialistic to me. They believe, I've always say my stand that I don't believe that consciousness is produced by material. I'm not
Okay.
materialist. I don't believe in material. I'm the
Right.
opposite. And they take for granted this, and I don't think that you can upload your consciousness somewhere in the cloud or stuff
That I
like
agree
that.
with. Yeah.
Just cannot happen.
Yeah.
Because it's more for me. It's more for me that our brains are like antennas, like channeling.
Mhm.
They're channeling consciousness. Something like this happening, I think.
Okay.
Not that it's here. There's actually no evidence of material in general. Anyway.
Well, that's quantum physics now.
Sometimes now you're saying about bending, spanking. Those things are just totally theoretical. That we don't see them. We don't see them in nature.
There's guys from the government that will tell you how a little UFO works and how it bends
Bullshit.
space and time.
Those are thoughts of fantasies of humans.
I mean,
They
they
don't
also told me that
exist.
atoms exist, and I've never seen them, but I believe that there are
Who?
little tiny atoms floating around.
Atoms.
Not
Atoms
atom,
exist.
atom.
Yeah,
I believe you
ATOMs.
exist,
Yeah.
Adam.
Look, but people have
It could be
also wrong
bullshit, I don't
ideas
know.
about atoms. Yeah, they think that they are standalone entities. But 2 years ago, the guys who won the Nobel,
The Nobel Prize. Close enough.
they actually proved that the non-locality and they don't have standalone existence. That means that they are just. The best analogy, from what I know, is what Bernardo Castro is saying, that those are excitations of a field. It's not they don't send like the wave of a lake. It's not a thing in itself. You cannot take the wave outside of the lake. You need the lake. It's a doing of the lake. So atoms are actually excitations of the lake, of the field, of the consciousness, actually. But
and our physicist
or
says
quantum
there's
fields.
infinite.
I don't know. Quantum fields for sure, because
I
they're
have
saying
a
about
quote
it.
from our physicist because Vicky doesn't want to let come on live because see, he writes there's infinity. There's infinity more space in an atom than anything else.
Infinitely more space.
Thank you very much.
I
There's
can
infinitely
read.
more space in an atom than anything else.
Well,
So we could be living in an atom and not know.
Yeah, the other theory, which is actually interesting, is that the electrons, that there are, it's only one electron. All the electrons are one electron.
Yeah, they all talk to each other. I saw that.
It's one
like
thing.
The Borg.
But
where is my Star Trek friend when I need him? It's a hive mind consciousness.
And then the other one is we know, and I'll bleep part of this out. So we know fuck all about dark matter. I guess I wasn't allowed to say dark matter.
Technical.
But anyway, dark matter. Yeah, dark matter is a very cool thing. We should bring in the physicist because he knows more than I do. So
dark matter is the second most populous thing that constitutes the universe. I don't remember the percentage, 30% or something like that. And it's
Let's
the
find
thing
out.
that sticks the galaxies together. Normally, they should like fall apart. It's a glue. Let's say that's the dark matter, the dark energy,
Right.
which is the biggest component of the universe. I don't know, 70%.
Okay, so here you go.
60.
So here's the stuff on dark matter for everybody.
It's
So in dark matter, there is, just so we're clear, dark matter makes up roughly 27% of the universe. I don't know how to know that.
30%.
The total mass energy. There's an additional, which is interesting, 68% attributed to dark energy, leaving only 5% of original matter that we know.
Yeah,
including
what we
stars,
see, the
planets,
stars
and
and the rest.
Yeah.
Just
So there you go.
and those are probably representations.
Well, and those
So
are done by
there's
humans.
infinitely more stuff that actually we don't see because it's too much for us, too much information. Right now, in the very rooms everywhere where we are, it's infinite number of information, but we pick up, this is our brains doing this, are picking up only the stuff that it's needed for your survival, actually. That's what we are. This is the evolution. And the evolution is doing quite great job because look where we are. Right?
Nowhere. Or the world's coming to an end. The Pope died. The world's coming to an end.
We have come to a moment when humanity can just talk about end of the world from like digital devices to each other.
We're trying to make the stocks go up.
That's luxurious. If you see the
right.
if you see the history of humans.
There you go.
We're luxurious. Normally we used to look around for food only and houses and warm.
Sure. And women, we drag them by their hair back to the cave. I remember those days.
Yeah, that was small child.
70s, right, Stephen?
We don't do that anymore, do we? Okay. Anyway,
we do that too, but we have added too many other stuff.
Okay, now we have like other survival.
We've added very serious stuff in our lives, like games, like football games, like films.
Who invented insurance? The biggest scam ever in modern life.
Well, apparently there's a big, I know that for United Healthcare, their CEO didn't do well last year with insurance.
Nope.
So, but here's the really funny thing about insurance, which I read something the other day, which I thought was interesting, that a lot of these people, they get their claims denied and they don't realize that there's an appeals process in the state. You can just say, great, I want to appeal it with the state, whoever runs the healthcare. And most of the time when you tell an insurance company that, they're like, no, we'll just do it. So, I know when my mom got sick, and I'll mention the insurance company because I don't really give a shit, Humana, Palm Beach, they sucked in the beginning until we threatened to sue and do a whole bunch of other stuff. And then like about a week after, the doctor almost killed her because he was an idiot. And we threatened to sue all of them and go public and go to the DOJ and go to the Attorney General and whatever. Anything she needed got approved really quick. Because they were like, they literally called her and was like, please don't have your son sue. I mean, like they were pleading and begging. And my mom, at that point was in her late 80s, early 90s, was very nice. And she's like, I'll ask my son. They give me the phone and go, nope, see you in court. Fuck you. Click. And then they finally were like, we'll be better. And I was like, she needs better doctors, better. So really, the way I look at this is healthcare is bullshit. It's a scam. It's the way to get money. And if you really want to help your people, hey, Jeff Bezos, there's an idea.
Right.
Why don't you pay some people's medical bills? My point is, we're not helping the people. And I say this and no one ever listens. When 7 billion people decide to take a picnic, the rest of us are fucked. And nobody gets it. And there you go.
Did you see that? Did you see the TikTok video of the guy from China that said that we need to have a revolution? Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I saw that. It was on Instagram, actually. Somebody sent that to me.
Yeah, but did you see how nervous he was with his pen? That was the first thing I saw.
I'm sure it was, produced by the government. I'm sure it was some kind
of... Of course it is.
Every
whole truth
meeting with does that with their
the whole truth is that it's going to hurt both people. It's going to hurt Chinese and it's going to hurt Americans also. And the other...
It's already hurting.
It's unneeded.
It's not necessary thing.
It reinvested in their people and took the money that they made and they build roads and they have healthcare and what did our government do? They just padded their own pockets and exactly told us that they were doing us the favor by making money off of us. And so it was an interesting point because it's true.
The interesting part about it is, I mean, for all of China's success, they do still have their little dark secrets, kind of like America.
Oh, of course,
but they hide their dark secrets. But in America, their human rights stuff. But in America, it's sort of like, no, we don't give a fuck if you don't make enough. If you don't do this, we don't care. You're just going to die. And it's like
it's all out there in the open.
Right, and part of it is a Reagan problem because Reagan's the one who said, "Listen, if you're poor, fuck you." And the
Right.
problem with that became, that's why you
Your
have all
fault.
these homeless, because they closed the mental hospitals and they did this and they did that. And it's sort of like, maybe it's not their fault. So if we were a little more compassionate, it's great to be a trillionaire, but help the people. Because one day, and I keep saying this and no one listens to me, when the people in America, with 360 million, when 300 million people that aren't doing well get pissed off, your bodyguard who you pay $1 million a year to is not going to hold down 10,000 people. They're going to be like, love you, gotta go. It's just the way it is. So they don't think through things, and it's cute. You send your wife and girlfriend and whatever into space. That's very nice. Now, what are you going to do? Call Make-A-Wish. Do something to show that you're not just a dick. And that's
meanwhile,
the
his delivery drivers are driving around with no air conditioning and working, 10-hour shifts, and people in the warehouses are getting their hands cut off because they're trying to meet a quota and they're, getting cotton machines and all this kind of stuff. But meanwhile, he's up there opening the door of this giant Viagra pill
to a fake spaceship. Yeah,
exactly. To his fake spaceship.
Yeah. So that's kind of the issue I have. I don't mind if you have money. I have two issues, and we said this on Lost Dollar Business Club. We had a fascinating guy on Friday. He was talking about how to change your mindset and how to be successful, and if you want, do a blue collar job, and it was very cool. And I said the only issue I have with a lot of people on Instagram and TikTok and all this other shit is they all like, look at my Bugatti and look at this and look at that. It's like, that's great. And I said, most of them rent them, for a day. And he's like, I have a Lamborghini, a McLaren. I'm like, I'm not saying you rent yours. I've seen your channel. You have had your McLaren for like a year. You're good. But it's sort of like, you don't need to show off. Why, if you want to show off and go, here, I got my Bugatti, whatever your car is. How did you get it? Why don't you tell them? And then some of them try to sell like their courses at the end. There's one car guy shows his car collection, goes, but if you want to know how to do real estate, you can take my, whatever. Why don't you just try to help the people? You know what I'm saying? So I get annoyed with, look how rich I am. And then it's not really that you do anything. I'm putting it on YouTube. But yeah, you're also trying to sell a course for $100. Why don't you really help the people? Like this guy actually came on and he was saying, hey, you can go to my website. It seems like it's free. I think you can buy his book on Amazon at like a paper thing for like $12. But I mean, at least he literally gave all the secret sauce away in an interview. And that was great. But that's kind of my thing. It's like all these people with money, the nouveau riche, like, look how rich, look what I own. But the people that are poor, they watch it. And a lot of them are like, oh, I want to be that. So they think they're helping them strive to it. And that's a small percentage. The other percentage are like, fuck you. What about me? What about like my mom, my aunt, my daughter, my brother, my sister? It's in the hospital dying and we don't have the money to get them X. And the healthcare system, what sucks cock, isn't going to approve it because it's not life-threatening, even though it is, because you've been paying into it forever. So why don't we fix all that shit? And that's where I have a problem with all this. Like in our shows, everyone's just who they are. No one's flashing their shit. And so nobody knows what anybody has or doesn't have, and that's fine. But we need to start helping each other, and not just in America, but globally. And until that happens, we really are at the point where a precipice where we're either going to make it or not. And I'm going with not. And I'm okay. I make money either way. But I'm just saying we're not going to make it as a society because everyone's just going to get fed up one day when they don't have. It really will be Mad Max. It'll be that kind of mentality. It's like you're going to have to, kill what you eat type of thing. And that's a bad place to be. And we all can't move to Dubai. Where they're like, oh, we're going to keep or Monaco or wherever. There's a whole planet and nobody seems to get it. And the Orange Man and his crew certainly don't get it. And that's a scary place to be. So, I don't know. That's my little rant.
His Easter tweet yesterday was just mind blowing.
What did it say? Bunny rabbits don't exist.
Look it up. It was basically a rant on how about the election, the last election, and how it was rigged, and how Sleepy Joe this and blah blah blah. And it was like this.
Oh, you mean that how he stole it?
Rant.
How Trump stole it?
Yeah, yeah. This full on rant, and the very end, the very last two words is "Happy Easter." And it was like,
okay. Here's the best part.
Ranting.
Yeah. We had a couple of weeks ago on Lost Dollar, we had a reporter on, and he'll be on again. His name is David, and it was just some shorts on our channel, and there's more coming out. He was talking about the last election, the 24 election, that Russian, whatever they want to be called, were calling in bomb threats at different polling places so people couldn't vote.
Yeah.
So, so when he says the election was stolen, is Trump referring to he stole it this time, or how is that?
Oh no, Yeah,
Okay.
it's in the MAGA playbook. You didn't read that? You need to go back.
I missed that. I missed that chapter.
Yeah.
Most of the book.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, the one he lost, that one. Yeah.
That one. Got it.
But yeah,
wow.
it was just like you can't even just say Happy Easter. Like one day you can't even stop the crazy thing in your head, or anything. Like nope, he just regurgitates the shit coming out of his mouth, and at the very end it was like Happy Easter. Like if you got that far. Okay.
Well, to all our fans, we're sorry we're late, but Happy Easter and Passover and Ramadan to all the fans that celebrate. There you go. Even though only really one of those is kind of real. Anyway, no, two. So the Passover, not so much, but the Ramadan and the Passover, yes. The Easter, I don't get, is a bunny rabbit. I don't get that. But what do I know?
Yeah, they stole it again.
They stole it. Yeah, they stole it. We made it. The Jews did it. Yeah, they did it. Everything's pagan. So Passover's good. Ramadan's good. It's the Easter thing. So, Adam, what did you do for Easter?
Not much. I'm preparing to go.
It's just enough if in the middle of our rant, he's like.
Adam just falls asleep. He's just here. So,
sometimes about the universe. Here we have yesterday. There was a day that they take the lamps and they roast it, around. That's
okay. Roasting the lamb.
Yeah, I got the food today actually, because yesterday, yes, I was sleepy and thinking about what to do. I did some 3D printings, very nice. I like.
Okay.
I still experiment with this, and it's really, really nice. I think every house should have one of these. It's not only for art. I use it for art, but it's practical. I mean, you can print any piece of plastic you want, actually. And it's, when you do it yourself, it's, even if you pay a little more, like, it's, you did it yourself. It's a different feeling always. Do it yourself.
When you 3D print yourself, well, you're an artist. That's your thing. And talking about that, where is your show next month? Apparently in London. You want to promote it at all? You want to tell everybody about where you're going to be?
Next month I'll be in Poland, but I don't know if I'll be able, because it'll be Monday and I'll be going searching for the passport.
No. We're not this show. I'm telling you, have an art show coming up in London. Do you want to tell people when and where that is?
No, it's not the art show. It's a competition.
Oh,
it's a big competition with the biggest names in the digital arts, right? And I'm shortlisted. Okay. I am invited to the event.
Are you going?
5. I want to go.
He doesn't know.
I want to go.
Okay.
And because it's a good. I want to meet the people, also from the gallery, because I've been working.
I want to meet the people. Visit the people.
Yeah. Also, in general, in general, I'm stuck in the village. I like the village very much, but it's isolated a little. And from time to time, I need to speak to people, that are into the thing that I am too.
Right. Have you been to London before?
Yeah, I've been to London. Yeah, I had an exhibition in London, but not for many days, so I don't know London very well.
Yeah.
I used to live
if you want to go smoke
cigars,
if you need to go smoke cigars, I can tell you every place to go.
So to say, you could ask the physics expert.
Yeah, that's our physicist. Yeah, so just watch Habano Saturday, and you'll tell. He drops the names every time, like boom, 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 boom. So I'm excited for it.
Yes,
so next Monday,
my work is a little, of course, metaphysical, like always.
Yes,
so
we like your work. Your 3D. Did Vicky get her 3D thing yet, or not yet, Vicky? All right, we have to unbox it when you do it. We'll do it live.
It's a print. It's not 3D.
Oh, when the print comes, we'll open it live.
Yeah.
It will go this week, I think.
No rush.
So Adam,
you're busy.
So next Monday.
If it doesn't go this week, it's going to be late then, because I'm coming back 1 month. Yeah.
All right. So you're going to leave Monday. So for all the fans that are watching,
Friday, I'm leaving Friday.
All right, Friday. Excuse me. So there's no show next Monday, then we think.
But I have to tell you that I was looking. We have you have probably different companies that operate in the US. The cheaper one. We have one called Ryanair here. I think this is the cheapest. Yeah, but it's I have a connection which really suits me here, because it's Hanya. Okay, it's not the closest airport to me. It's a little further. It's more touristic place in Crete, Hanya. There.
Okay. Are you going to fly Ryanair?
Yeah, and it's taking me to Wrocław, which is the closest airport to where I'm going, because Poland is much bigger than Greece. It has many airports. Greece also, but so it suits me this very much. This one.
Okay. Do you know
It's
Ryanair or not? Ryanair is the cheap airline. They charge for everything.
Yeah.
They charge you to go to the bathroom. They charge you for this. They charge you for that.
No, they don't do for bathroom and stuff like this.
They charge you if you want air, apparently.
But I tell you that I took the 2 days ago. I think I took the ticket. So it's 1 week before the flight.
Yeah.
I paid 19 euros.
Yep, that's Ryanair.
Wow,
it's very cheap. I mean, the bus from Heraklion, which is my main city closest to Hania, to the airport, it's cost almost the same money.
That's funny.
I mean, the bus for 170 kilometers, and from Crete it's 2,200 kilometers. Anyway, it's crazy sometimes to think about it.
That is too cheap.
Yeah. Let me ask you now, when you fly in the airplane, does this one have seats or no seats? Does it have a loo, no loo? I mean, like, you're not going to get food. You're going to bring your own.
It has everything you need.
Great. No blanket, no pillows.
They just something. They just add on a lot of. For example, I paid for a packet like something plus, because with this you get, like, I paid 400. So I paid like 60 euros for the ticket, for choosing my seat, and for 20 kilograms of package.
Right.
So it's a good deal. I think 60 euros is not much to take.
That's great. To fly 2,200 kilometers. Are you kidding? That's awesome.
Yeah. And I tell you, it's very suitable for me because very close from one.
Yeah.
Because in Poland, I am very far away from capital.
Right, from
600 kilometers from Warsaw. Yeah. We are on the west south, very close to German, and I'm totally in the center of Europe. I'm in the center of Crete now, and in general, I was born center of Europe.
Wow! So when you go back now, when the Russians roll in, where? Poland?
My grandma was actually born in Berlin, because back in the day the borders weren't so.
In Berlin, but Berlin was never Polish, of course.
No, but it was closer to her to go be born in Berlin than it was for her to go to a larger.
Look, where I was born, it's not very far from Berlin because it's west. It's Berlin is closer than Warsaw, for example.
Yeah,
the capital of Poland. Berlin is 250 kilometers, something like that. Warsaw is 600. Prague is even closer to me.
Wow.
Sometimes I was thinking about a plane connection between Heraklion, the main city that I live, to Berlin.
Right.
But the days were not good enough.
All right. So now is Natalie there with you in Greece, or is she going to meet you in Poland?
No, she's in Greece now. She's.
So you're going to go travel together, I assume.
No. Somebody has to look after the baby. Yeah.
Oh, you don't have a dog sitter.
The dog always stays here. I never
but you don't have a dog sitter that can watch the dog for like a month.
Another tradition now with Pascha, that's what we call Easter here, is that at 12 o'clock, when from Saturday to Sunday, there are a lot of fireworks here. And I cannot tell you how much the dog is stressed out with it, because she cannot understand what it is. She cannot understand what it is, and she's afraid all the time. All those days she was afraid. And today that we went out for a walk, she was herself a little more, cheerful and stuff like that, because there was no fireworks anymore. But it's so stupid.
Yeah.
And also there, like Natalie, also she's afraid of that, because this is like a war. I mean, what the fuck? What kind of tradition is this? And it's
an American tradition. We like to set things off. We like to go boom boom. And Chinese just use it to scare the dragons and evil spirits.
Traditionally, although it's illegal in Greece and in general in Europe, it's illegal to have guns, in their houses. But a lot of people here in Crete, they have a pistol or a Kalashnikov or something like that. And sometimes when there are weddings, they go out.
They shoot them up in the air and the bullets come down and kill people.
That's what used to happen when I lived in LA. Every New Year's Eve, people are outside shooting off their pieces into the air. Yeah.
I always forget that the bullet has to come down.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like you go pop, pop, pop in the air.
That's
Like
physics,
Saddam
though. They don't
Hussein.
really understand.
Yes, yeah, I know. But Saddam Hussein used to have his rifle and he'd give a speech. He'd go poof, poof, poof. And I'm
Yep.
thinking, when those 3 shots come down, wonder who's going to die. Like,
Well, no one's going to die
You can see
because
people in the audience.
no one is going to die because it falls down with the speed of gravity, actually. So it's going to hurt mostly, not.
Right.
But it's the possibility for a shoot to come
There's a
down and
ricochet
hit
or
you is so
something.
small, I guess.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, next week we'll do that experiment with Vicky. It'll be fun.
But the thing about the bullet is that when it fires in a speed much faster than when it's coming down with the gravity, right? So it
Right, unless you do
penetrates your
something like
skull
this and it hits the
easily.
side of the wall and then ricochets
Right.
back, and all of a
Yeah,
sudden,
it cannot do that from.
All right,
I
so
don't know,
since
200
there's gonna be-
meters it goes up and it goes up. Of course, it will hurt you if it goes to your
I think
head.
it goes a lot further up than 200 meters. I think that would go more high, much higher. Anyway, here's my question:
I
When
don't
is your
know.
show
It has
or
to
your
fight
competition
also the
in London?
gravity.
Gravity, schmavity, that's all made up. Anyway, when is your competition in London that you'll be at?
The competition is 15th of May, but
Oh,
at
okay.
5th of May we will know the 5th nominees.
Okay, so if you're one of the 5, then we're going to follow that on the channel. So
Yeah, if
all the
I
fans
will
can
know
vote.
that on 5th of May if
Okay.
I'm one of the 5th.
One of the 5ths. Okay, on the 5th of May, one of the 5ths. Very nice. So next week,
but in general, I have good luck with competitions. I have won
Okay.
quite a lot of competitions when I was younger. That's why my career started. My international
Okay.
career started with with a competition in Luxembourg. International
Very nice.
competition.
I like
Yeah.
Luxembourg.
And this is where I actually put because I'm an international artist, and
Right.
I thought it from the beginning that if you're going to go, you go all over the world. Why not?
Yeah.
It's an international language anyway, art.
Right.
So, I point the start of the career there in 2009.
Wow.
Because that was I had exhibitions before, but in Greece only.
Right.
But I feel it was more like preparation, to go for a wider audience.
Right.
And it was very nice because at that time, even in Luxembourg, which if you see now, they're one of the most richest, if not the richest country in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So you see that they have better experience with technology and stuff, but they're still the collectors looking at them. What is this? This is a photo. You set it on the studio and stuff like. Hey, no, it's all in the computer. I had to tell them. I still do because people still don't understand how it's done and stuff. Mm-hmm. But now more and more people know. But at that time, I had to explain that this is not real stuff. It's all made of pixels. But, it's magical somehow that it creates an impression, right? It creates a similar impression like a painting. Although it's not created.
Your stuff is phenomenal, like full stop. I mean, I know we have a piece here behind me that we have, but your stuff, even the stuff you've shown on the show.
Look, I don't like to talk about myself and stuff because I think it is useless. In general, we cannot criticize what we do, actually.
Right.
I mean, we can, but not in that terms of art and stuff. This is for society to judge and everything like that.
Well, I'm part of
but
society.
The truth is that I hold history in digital art. This is true.
But I know, but I'm just saying your stuff. Absolutely great. I love your stuff. So
thanks.
If I had more wall space, I would have tons of your stuff hanging all over the place. And now that you're doing 3D stuff, I need to buy a bigger house so I can now have like 3D
I'll
stuff.
show you something. I'll show you
You
something.
need to have your gallery room or something.
I need to have a house now just has a gallery in it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see this, but
we kind of can't. It's just a white thing right now. Oh, there we go. We can see it's a bum. It's a little tuchus. Yeah. Okay. A little bit. We can see it a little bit. You're not going to, it's white.
It's kind of a relief, it's a 3D printing, of course.
Okay.
But what I want to tell you that those are the base of the works that I thought from the beginning, actually, to do. This is from a series, actually, you know it, but it needs painting, and the light is not good. But when it's finished, I'm gonna show you. Those are you see the canvas behind. So I'm thinking of creating pieces that are painting and 3D and and printing, like the one you're going to get, like 2D, the one you got as a background, but also 3D printing outside, taking, some parts of the models going to go outside. It's not something very new. I've seen it in a woman doing it like a few months ago, but she does it in a different way with some hands, which I also thought, but I'm talking about something different. So it's
cool.
Now the technique, sometimes they meet a lot of artists. We are now in, there are a lot of people, complaining about the arts and the AI arts and stuff like that. And there's so been this conversation now is going into threads now, the social media more. Is AI art real art? And I'll say, guys, and who is the real artist and stuff? Everybody is a real artist. It doesn't really matter. If you make money from it, it makes you a professional artist, makes you an artist. Who can even deny, if I make, there are artists which make a lot of money from AI art. Can you not call them a real artist? What the fuck? Of course they are real artists. I mean, they are in the biggest museum. Who are we to say? The society has said that this is art. That's it.
I think AI art is art, but I also think if I decide one day I'm going to become an AI artist, for lack of a better term, and AI helps me create something, it wouldn't just be like Siegel art. It would be Siegel and AI. I would like to let people know that I had help. Like if you and I painting together, it would be both of us, or Vicky helped us, be the three of us that created it. So to me, AI has to be given credit if AI is used, in my opinion.
Yes, of course. Look, we always, when we finish a work, or when it's going to an auction or something, this event, what I'm talking about, is the competition is held by Hoffa Gallery and Philip's Auction House, and it's in the event is where I'm invited is in the auction house in Philip's. And after there'll be after party there. So I want to go there because I'm going to meet nice people. And I've been working with this gallery, and the gallery is a very nice guy. I know it from the talking. I want to.
You'll have to keep the fans posted because they're going to want to know how their Adam's doing.
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
We're going to want to know.
Wait,
just like
why are the Elvis today? I missed that. Why are you Elvis
today? There are things happening in my life, and I let them express through me without knowing what's going on. If it doesn't hurt me, so and it's not Elvis. It's
I thought maybe you were like
Shirley.
It's
Elvis Shirley. But
like
you know
David
the thing.
used to do.
You know the thing that if you put the words and you leave the first and the last letter and you change everything inside, the mind still is going to read it. That's why.
That's what David used to do. He used to put up crazy stuff. And by the way, David is still rowing around the world with his Tahitian fanboys, oiling them down.
David has found a meaning in life, and
he's on his mega yacht, getting fanned by Tahitian little boys. And I don't know where his partner is. I don't know if she went with him or not, but I know that he thinks he may be back by the end of May. So I'm like, if your partner doesn't kill you, then yes, she will. So we hope to see David by the end of May. David's enjoying a long holiday. Yeah, it'll be time to come back to work. Listen, he's been goofing around for like 2 months now.
Right.
There's only so much you can do on your media. And as far as I know, he's not taking Annette, who's his partner, and shooting her in a blue Viagra into space with her girlfriends. So I think he's conserving his money for the Tahitian boys that are fanning him and oiling him down. So, what are you going to do?
Well, priorities.
Yeah, everyone's got them. So there you go. All right, Mr. Adams. So next Monday, you're going to be in a gulag getting your passport, apparently. So probably
next week for sure. We won't have. And then another next week, Monday. What is?
Monday is the 28th or 29th?
5th. Then it's 5th.
Yeah, that's the 5th.
5th is the day that we will know. In 2 weeks, we will know the top 5.
So will you be cool? So on the 5th, we may have a show.
We may have, on 5th.
Okay. We have to see if Poland's got internet. Okay, they need indoor plumbing in Poland.
Poland got internet. It depends where I am. But look, if you can do a show, maybe I can come for 10 minutes. But I don't know. Because
listen, if you can do that, I'm sure Natalie will love you. So that'll be great. So why don't we do this for the fans? We will keep you posted when Adam's going to be back. So if he can do a show on the 5th, we'll do a show on the 5th. If he can't, we'll try for the 12th or whatever. Or you may just have to wait until June when he's back in Greece. So you may have a month without Adam.
No, I will be back on May somewhere.
All right. Well, whenever you're
No,
back,
I don't
we'll
know
be
it from UK. I don't know how long I will stay there because I have
or they'll let you
places to
leave.
visit and
It's a
people
whole
to
thing.
visit.
Right, exactly.
I haven't been
Literally,
to
we're
UK
talking.
for a long time.
Okay, so we may see Adam until like July. Maybe he'll run into David and his Tahitian boys family. So they'll both be on the yacht
No,
together.
David, he will be like totally different color king, black, totally, from.
Okay, well,
Nobody
David's
will
just pale.
recognize him.
I know.
White,
I
hair
was gonna say,
everywhere.
I said to David, I said, when you come back, you're gonna have to like sit in the house for like a month before you can come back on air because you're gonna be tan, and everyone's not gonna know who you are because you look like a ghost, like Casper. No.
He doesn't tan. He's
He's
British.
British. He's British. He doesn't tan. Yes, he'll just put a lot
Well,
of makeup on him.
they can tan even in the shadow, like everybody.
Oh my
Actually,
God.
that's the
Yeah,
best
well,
way to tan, being the shadow.
me in the shadows. So this was
Well, at least
fun.
here on
Adam,
Crete.
yeah. Well, we're supposed to one day we have to visit Adam in Crete. That'll be a fun trip. And we can take Ryan there. It's like 20 pounds. So there you
Right.
go. So, the excursion trip.
Well,
Vicky,
if you
if you can
take
only
it,
find
if you
that to
take
go.
it, because look,
Yeah.
1
Yeah.
week later, it was 200.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the
That's
flight to
crazy.
South Korea is 2,000.
Is that
2000.
cattle or cattle plus?
What plane you
That's
take? I
in
think
Cattle Plus.
I've asked you before. You take it from Washington, from New York, or where? Or you go to
No,
Dubai?
Seattle
from
or San
Austin.
Fran?
From Austin,
Hey,
yeah.
Vicky,
From
you can use
Austin to Seattle.
you can use a wholesaler, and a wholesaler for $2,000 will get you round trip business class. I keep telling you.
Yeah,
this.
now I need now that you told me that last time, I need to look
Like
into
the next
that.
trip,
I
you let
didn't
me know, and I'll put you in touch with my guy because I know when we
Yeah.
fly to Dubai and other places, I first go online to see what it's going to
Yeah.
cost. If I was like, I want to be like an idiot, and then I send him an email like, "Here's what I want," and he'll send me like 20 different flights, and they're all at least 50%, some are 70% off of what I found. And I just go to the
70,
airline.
wow.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
When I used to go from Miami to Monaco, that little country, flying round trip business class would be like $8,000 to $14,000 depending, and my wholesaler would get me round trip for $4,000.
Yeah.
And then once I
nice.
even got bumped up to the front of the bus from business class, and I was like, okay. And I mean,
Yeah.
so yeah, so I'm a big firm believer of wholesale travel, and you just have to make sure that they're legit, and they all are. I put a friend in touch with somebody, and now like they said, they've been all over the planet, and they think they've saved like 50 grand because
Wow.
of the guy. So yeah, so if you're going to travel, use a wholesaler. That's what I would do. Now they can't beat $19 or €19. I'm sorry, that's
You
hard to
can't be
beat.
Ryanair.
They can't. No one can beat Ryanair. So that's awesome, though. Well, kids, this has been fun. Adam, or I should say, happy Easter to you. Happy Passover to my people.
Yeah, all the
Vicky,
best to everybody.
I don't know what you celebrate. Happy North Korea, South Korea Day to you, I guess. There you go. So,
Yeah.
Riza, as always, thank you for chiming in. You made our chats interesting. And next week, kids, there won't be a show on Monday, so Vicky gets to sleep in. She's like, thank God. That means there'll be no show on Tuesday, which is when we rebroadcast. So we may do a filler, and if not, Adam will let us know when he's going to be here. So watch your emails, watch the channel. We'll go from there. Don't forget to subscribe and like. And then once again, congratulations to Vicky being a South Korean influencer. You can catch her at Vicky IRL. It's also, if you look under our podcast or broadcast or whatever it says on our channel, you can see all her shorts and stuff we're adding for her that she doesn't know, which will be fun. And you can see her on Sermon on the German and other shows that we do. And Adam, as always, it's a pleasure. Love your art. Congratulations. Hope you make it on the 5th. Let us know regardless, so we can let the fans know. And that's it, kids. We're done. We're going to see everybody when we see him, because Adam's got to be traveling now. He's a famous artist. That's what he does.
Bye.
Adam, you want to say anything before we go?
Bye-bye.
Out of it. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.